Hello. Back in Minecraft today. Done a little bit of building, I guess. I finished this little outpost thing. This bridge, as you can see. I tried making this this big old pit underneath it. I kind of tried to make something, I guess it's moat-like. I mean, it's mostly just there to look cool. And I thought, well, because I've done things similar to this before, but, you know, I thought it would be cool if it was kind of like irregularly shaped. Like there was already kind of this divot in the land here, so I thought I'd kind of go along with it and just make that into sort of a scar-shaped hole in the ground, like a ravine. It seems pretty cool so far, I guess, to me. So I've been digging that for stone. And, I don't know, I guess I just came up with this little design with the slabs and stuff on the bridge and this little fortress here. I like it. And the iron blocks and the gold. I guess I did this with the near the center of the world, like the heaven and hell towers. I kind of like using these blocks as like centerpieces or like special little details. I don't know, I think it looks pretty neat. Because I do like those blocks. I always want to use the ore and mineral blocks more, even though it's kind of expensive. But yeah, I guess I'm building this out right now. This wall here. I think I'll probably use this to connect back to my other base, because I think it should be that way. I don't know, I'm kind of just winging it here, but just bridging around. So, I guess what I was thinking about, well, I kind of did feel like making another video again right after the last one, like yesterday. But I felt really exhausted because I drink a lot of energy drinks, and I kind of have like I've been having a weird relationship with those things lately. Like I kind of go on and off them, and when I go off them, like the day after, it's almost like a withdrawal. Like I feel it. I feel that I like am exhausted and tired without them. I don't even have more than one, you know. But, you know, I've gone stretches for a while where it's like I'll have one every day, and it's probably not very healthy, but, I mean, I guess people drink coffee every day, but I don't know how much caffeine that usually has in it. I guess a Monster, which is what I usually drink, only has like 160 grams or something. What is it? Let me look at the one that I have right now, that I'm drinking right now. Not sponsored, by the way, but it's 160 milligrams per can. It's not grams, it's milligrams. So that's what I got wrong, but, you know, that's not bad in terms of, in comparison to some other ones that I've had, but it's still kind of a lot. I mean, it affects you, you know. Obviously. It affects me anyway. And I don't know what to do about that. I guess it's tough for me because I just like the way this tastes. I just like the way these taste, but at this point I should probably just be drinking, like, it'd probably be better just to have a fucking soda every day. Like, if I'm gonna be doing this shit at all, I might as well just have, like, a soda or something that's just, maybe, like, have it be pure cane sugar at least, you know? So it's not, like, high fructose corn syrup shit. Which I don't know for sure if that's any better. But, like, not to have corn syrup and just to have, like, cane sugar if you're, you know, going to be drinking soda anyway, but whatever, you make progress, I guess. One thing at a time, right? Like if I'm going to be incapable of preventing myself from having sugary treats, every so often, or, when I feel like it to pick me up or whatever, you might as well, try and get the least bad option, At least that's what I would think. That's kind of how I've learned to deal with things in my life so far. It's just kind of like, I don't know, like you can't exactly... Oh, so this staircase is kind of fucked up. I don't know how I'm going to do this, like, just, like, hack solution like this, I guess. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm barely even thinking about this, so I guess it's just kind of very winging it on this build right now, but so we'll see what that turns into. But yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of what I've had the most success with, I guess, with trying to break bad habits, is just like, I don't know, kind of like weaning off of something, or choosing like the lesser of two evils, almost. Because sometimes it's just, I don't know, it's just not going to happen that, I'm just going to like break something off cold turkey. So you kind of have to like, you have to substitute it with something, or, I don't know, at least temporarily. And then maybe eventually along the line you'll just realize one day like, well, I don't really want to do this. So I'm just going to like, I don't know, like maybe you will feel like doing it cold turkey one day, or you just, I don't know, like it just, you just drop something and then, wow, it's not a problem anymore. It's like magic. But that wouldn't have happened if you were like beating yourself up over, doing something, just totally like revamping your life from nothing, from zero. Like it's only after that sustained kind of change, that sustained, I don't know if I'd call it effort, but it's like, because it's kind of in the way where you almost don't realize that you're making such an effort. Like it's just, I don't know, it depends. But yeah, I guess that's kind of the ideal, is that, you can kind of do things seamlessly. So I don't know, that's kind of what I try to think about with stuff like this. Like, I don't know, like what can I do where it's like I'm not going to be killing myself trying to solve this problem, and it's rather like a peaceful exchange of power, let's say. How can we ensure a peaceful exchange of power in this politically tumultuous time in our brain, or whatever, our soul, however you want to think about it, whatever realm it might be in. I guess, I don't know, I didn't really want to go that far into it, but I guess that's kind of what I think about that lately. But anyway, so what was I talking about? Like energy drinks? Regardless of my bad habits, or, getting over it, the lack thereof, whatever. Yesterday I went off, didn't have one for the day, because I did go out and I did, get something. I went out for food, left the house, and I got a soda. So I kind of thought like, well, I don't really want to have that and an energy drink in one day. So I'll just, I'll just skip it for today, and then I can wake up. I can go to bed earlier and wake up earlier, which is what I did today, which feels good. Instead of 10 like yesterday, a.m. I woke up today at 6, went to bed at 10 p.m., and that felt good. I think I do realize I am a morning person. I do like waking up in the morning. I like having maximal daylight. Even when I stay inside all day and do nothing, like just having it be bright outside. I don't know why, but I guess it just makes everything a lot easier for me. So I try to do that, and I think I realize like that's what I need. This is a weird staircase. I guess I'm just making a staircase up here. That's just what we're doing. There's something I could talk about too. It's like something Minecraft specific, but I guess it's kind of life specific. Like just not thinking about things. You kind of realize like shit just kind of happens, and you don't even realize how much you can just do shit, and it just works. Like, I don't know. Ideas, creativity it just springs forth if you don't think too much about it. But anyway. So I was pretty tired yesterday though, because energy drink with withdrawals pretty much. I don't know if the withdrawal kind of shit that happens to me is because I'm drinking like one a day a lot of the time. Like if I did, like I do kind of want to experiment with like, okay, what if I do it like every other day, or like kind of wean off of it that way and try that strategy? Like, will that feel less bad, or do I actually need to like quit it entirely? I'm kind of leaning on like, it might be time to quit it entirely. It might not be a good idea, just in any case. I feel like that probably is true, especially because my reasons for doing it are so like non-existent and shallow. Like again, it just kind of tastes good, but there's like a million things that taste good that are probably way better for me, so I don't know what's my deal, right? But I don't know. The deal is being human, I guess. But anyway, so I wanted to make a video, I guess, yesterday, but I didn't. And I guess I feel like it today, obviously. So there you go. But that's a lot of time and a lot of words to say. Something that I could have said in like 10 minutes, but I guess I did want to go into, or I did realize I wanted to go into the whole thing about the energy drinks. Anyway, so what was my actual thought? I guess what I was thinking about, I guess as a subject, is like, I was thinking about YouTube, I guess, and how, I guess thinking about it because of making these videos, and because of, like talking about my life, I guess, for once, and doing it in this way. I realized lately, too, like, when I'm looking at YouTube as my, like, modern television, channel surfing replacement, as I'm sure, many people do, you load it up, like, in the morning or whenever you do it. Maybe you get off work or something and, just watch a couple videos at least, or, at least that's what I do. I don't really do it too much, but I'll watch a little bit of something and then I'll realize, like, man, I just feel like not doing this anymore, and it kind of feels bad to do it for too long, so I just start doing something else. But you do that for a video or two, just to kill time or whatever. I mean, it's something I've noticed, I guess, for a while now, really, but, like, I think YouTube has done this thing where they give you a lot of more obscure videos, like, I think in the past, like, if, you know, like those videos with, like, no views, you would just never see them unless you were looking up something related to it, but I think now, like, ever since, like, I don't know, my perception of time is completely out of whack, so maybe it's more like 2 years or something, but it feels like, let's just say somewhat recently, like within the last couple years, probably, um, I feel like there's been like a change in the way that YouTube does its, everyone calls it, right, the algorithm. Well, I mean, that's something I kind of want to get into, like, well, just to think about, like, what is, because it's one of those words that's one of those terms that goes around that's like the algorithm. Like, people use that over and over, the algorithm, the algorithm, the algorithm, but you never really, it kind of becomes like a meme phrase. You don't really think about what does that actually mean. What is an algorithm? Like, what is the definition of an algorithm, It may, you don't always think about that, and but I thought about that, and I was like, I was looking it up before making this video, and it's like, okay, reminding myself of what that means, like it's like a, I already forgot what it means because it's impossible to talk about stuff, and have my brain work at the same time. So let me just look it up again. Okay, what does Google give us? Okay, or search engine. Okay, if you don't want, I don't want to give attention to Google, I guess, which is probably pointless, but I guess it's a neurotic thing that I like to do, if possible. But, a process or set of rules to be followed in calculations or other problem-solving operations, especially by a computer. It's like that's what algorithm means, or that's one definition of algorithm, I suppose, or one way to put it. So it's like, like when people talk about the algorithm, so like how does that apply there, right? Like what is the set of rules? What is it trying, what problem is it trying to solve? What is it trying to do? What is it trying to give you or give somebody? Give who? The people that work at, YouTube? Or is it like the top 1% of creators, or like whoever they want to prop up, or whatever ideas they want to prop up? Like, what is it? What is the problem that is being solved? Or what is, what is the thing that we're trying to accomplish here with this? Or what are they trying to accomplish? So I guess things like that change, like, I don't know, like what are they trying to do when they show me, like, they start actually showing you videos from, smaller people that, don't get as many views or whatever. I don't know. Or whatever, or however else the algorithm works, I guess. Like, when people say they game the system by doing whatever, like asking people to like and subscribe, or to comment, I guess. I don't know, like what, kind of these mimetic ideas that you see all the time, like what, what is that, I don't know, like what does it really mean? What are we trying to get at here? I guess. Does that even make any sense? I don't know. I guess I just mean it in that it was just interesting to note that, like, you get these videos that have, or you get this change in the system where you start seeing those videos, and it's like, well, why did they change it? I mean, do they really just want to, do they want to, help the little guy out, or is it for, something else? Like, is it to create like some illusion that maybe, people will see your video even though, they probably won't, or it's just to make you engage in these like mimetically spread behaviors like begging for likes and subscribers, or I don't know, like formatting titles or thumbnails in a certain way, like, I don't know. Or is it just kind of like or is it like an unintentional result almost? Because that's something you could buy too, especially considering, the way you hear like kind of tech people talk sometimes. It's like, maybe they're just naive or something. Like maybe they're just like they're doing this with some idea, but it's just contributing to the general strangeness and chaos of the world or everyone's minds. Because I don't know, like everyone uses YouTube all the time, or enough people use YouTube, and in the way that I describe, where it's like, you check it out. What am I doing by that? You check it out like every day for X amount of time or whatever. Hope I'm going in the right direction. I have no idea. Who knows? I guess I'll just build a bridge and hope for the best. Seat my pants here. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. So you think like, what was my point there? Like, I guess that's one possibility. That could just be like, I don't know, like semi-naive, or I mean, I guess that's getting into a bigger argument over like why do people do things, or why do big companies and like people in positions of power or influence do things? Like, is it, it's the classic argument of like, well, is it hatred? Is it malice or stupidity? That's what I was looking for. Is it malice or is it stupidity? Or ignorance? It's like sometimes I think it's hard to tell. Or maybe it's a mix of both, Maybe it's malice and stupidity. And hatred. But I don't know. You just kind of like... Because that's the other... like the other thing I was getting into is like lately, like looking at YouTube, like I go through, scroll through YouTube, whatever, watch a couple of videos, like I notice, because it's always changing all the time, the videos you get recommended with, like depending on what you watch, or, in a creepy way, like depending on what you're talking about in real life probably. I notice that is definitely the case. It's not schizophrenic anymore. Like I'm 99% sure that you do get like shit like YouTube videos recommended based off of like your cell phone's microphone, like recording you and taking track of something that you're discussing, or I don't know, like a general interest or something. I don't know. It has to be something along those lines, or like some kind of data that they've collected from you is used in that way. Whether it's your microphone or whatever, I don't know. There are just things that, appear not based on stuff that I literally like searched on YouTube or something. It's just there because it's relevant in some other way, or in some other method of data that they could collect. Like I don't even think that's surprising to most people anymore, which is kind of crazy to think about. But anyway, I mean, either way. So lately I noticed I get a lot more videos of like, I don't know, like people talking about, well, their life, I guess like I'm doing now, but it's like, which is one thing that feels weird, right? Like, am I part of this too, or what does that mean? Or I guess it's just, we'll get to the other thing that we'll get to, but like it's just people kind of talking to the camera about their life, like, oh, I'm unemployed, or I have autism, or like here's like my advice for life, or I've been living like this and you should too, or like, I don't know. I mean, it's varying degrees of sincerity, or like, it's different kinds of people. And I mean, from what I see of them, and because I do watch them sometimes, and they are real people. I mean, a lot of it, I mean, it can be relatable. I'm not saying that's like something bad, because I think, it's good. And it's, again, kind of what I'm doing here too. It's like, and I think people, I mean, it kind of means something. Like, people do need to get that out there. And I think, whether it's a trend or whatever, people are doing it more, or a certain type of video is becoming more popular, like just doing stuff without editing as much or whatever. Fine, it's all well and good, but like, I don't know. I guess it's just interesting that, like, it's weird thinking about it in a meta sense, that like, I as a person, like an individual person, am seeing like I log on to this thing on my computer and I see all of these different stories from different people, these different videos of people telling their story, and it's like, I don't know, like, it's, you kind of hear, you might have heard the term like sonder before, like it's kind of like the realization that everyone has their own life, and you aren't like the only person in the world. It's like the opposite of solipsism, right? That you're the only person that you can know exists, and who the fuck knows if anybody else is even is even walking around when they're not in your peripheral vision, right? But they don't just stop loading. Like, the mountain behind this mountain is not loading right now because I can't see it. Like, you see how it's just like loading in as I turn around? You saw that? It's like that. That's like your mom or your dad or your boss. They just don't exist anymore once you're not looking at them. Solipsism, advanced lack of object permanence, I guess. But anyway, what am I saying? Okay, so Sonder, right? Like, realization that everyone has a life. You aren't the only person in the world. Everyone's got their own story. They're living it. Whatever. Whoops! I fell off. I hope that's not nerve-wracking to watch. By the way, because there's no there's no sneaking in this version. So I'm just doing this like at complete risk of falling off every time. I've just gotten proficient at not doing so. Like, do you see this strategy I've got here? Obviously, it doesn't always work, but hopefully we don't die here. I have to walk all the way back. But anyway, so it's kind of like that feeling seeing these videos, but it's in a weird way. Like, I don't know, because it's that combined with the thought about like the YouTube, like that I'm being shown this through some kind of system, or it's like this is a platform owned by a company that's out to make as much money as possible, that's out to get, that it has some kind of agenda. These are people with some kind of agenda, whether it's naive, whether it's, manipulative, whether it's hateful, whether it's like, malicious, whatever it is. Like, whatever the hands holding the puppet strings are moving around for, it's something, and you can't really see it. So it kind of makes me, like, it creeps me out as much as I kind of enjoy that. It's like, well, it's kind of interesting that we can, hear from each other, and this is kind of cool in a way. It's what the internet is about in some fundamental sense, to kind of connect those who would not otherwise be connected, to engage across all these lines that separate us, right? So you kind of have the good and the bad. And it's just kind of interesting in that way, I guess. And I don't know how to feel about it, you know? And I don't know what it does to the way we think, or the way I think, or... Like, what does that do to you to see that, or... Because I don't know. I mean, it's like... Because it's so genuine in some ways, like, some, you know, it's genuine expression of thought, but then... Like, what does this all mean when we're all kind of, like, talking to our own cameras, and, like, is this really... Like, it feels like it's kind of like an attempt at a replacement for something that we can't get, and it's kind of weird in that way, or... You kind of realize all these, like, micro situations that you can get into. Like, if you watch, like, you know... Like, if you see 5 of those videos, you can watch 5 of those videos, and you get, like, 5 different people's different perspectives. And it's kind of like... It's kind of a weird feeling. Like, what do you do with that? Because I don't know, it's like... It's like they say, you know, humans aren't really designed, or... They're not really meant or used to dealing with the kinds of things that technology provides, like the situations and the positions that it puts us in with social media and all that stuff. So it's like, but you get all these micro situations, I guess I keep calling it, like, where it's just bizarre. Like, it makes you feel bizarre, it is bizarre. It's like your head kind of doesn't know what to do with that information. You just kind of, like, I don't know. Like, it's impossible to put into words almost. Like, I guess that's information overload. At least that in particular. It's like, no matter how genuine the information is, no matter how... I don't know. It's like if you had a heart-to-heart with someone. You know, you can have a heart-to-heart with someone over the internet or in real life or wherever. But, like, what if you had that, like, 5 times in a row? You know, what if you saw some guy pour his heart out to a crowd of people and it was the most, you know, moving, the most touching thing ever, but then you saw that, like, 5 times in a row? Like, that's kind of what it feels like on the internet sometimes. It feels like we're seeing, like, even the most genuine forms of expression, we get, like, exposed to it too much, or there's, like, a possibility of getting exposed to it too much or too often. And then it's like, what does that do to your brain? Like, what does that do to you? I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm getting, like, the effects of that, and I don't even know what the fuck to think about that. Like people always talk about there's not enough sincerity, but what if there's too much? What about when there's too much sincerity? Because what if there's too much of fucking anything? You know, what the hell does that mean? I don't know. I guess in that way, maybe it's up to you. I mean, just don't... I mean, just like anything, don't watch too many videos no matter what it is. Or don't, you know, talk to people too much. Just like you wouldn't talk to people too little. Or you shouldn't anyway. Although, sometimes, hey... can't exactly do much about some situations, or... Well, I mean, you can, but... You know... That's a whole nother thing where it's tough. You know, sometimes... you got nobody and it's tough. I think a lot of us are feeling that, where it's like, you know, chronic loneliness and isolation, shit like that, okay? Neither here nor there. But, like, I don't know. I guess it's up to us in a way, but, I mean, that's a lot to adjust to, I guess. It's weird to think about shit like that. I mean, who would have thought of some shit like that? Too much sincerity, too much... I don't know. How is that even possible? I don't know, it's just crazy to me. It is a weird thought. I think that's it. Like, it's just wanting to live life for real. And it's like, I don't know. I think it's just too easy to not live life for real now. It's just too easy. And it's too hard to live life for real. So it's like, I don't know. So that's sort of what creeps me out about seeing that shit, is like, because it feels like, I don't know. Like, it's not the people, because the people, people have their own experiences, but it's like, it's the system that delivers it. That the systems that connect us together are just, that connect us together are just, like, they do become too inhuman, and it's kind of this weird juxtaposition, and when we get trapped in this, it's like, I don't know, like, there's no solution other than just do your thing, I guess. I don't know, do something. I don't know. Even if it's playing a game or something. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think it is just too easy to get trapped in your own mind. It's too easy to have, I think we just get used against each other or something. I think it's just like, again, like, whether intentionally or not, these systems are just like used to pit us against each other in often pretty subtle ways, I think. That's how it feels to me. I think that's how it feels. And, I don't know. Maybe that's just a mechanic of the world itself or something, like, I don't know. I guess that's very vague what that means. It's just technology is the most recent and the most advanced form of this, but I'm not really sure. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, again, I think those videos, or any videos people make, is just like, it's not bad. I think there is a purpose for any kind of genuine expression. I don't know. I don't know what I wish for. Maybe it would just be better if it was like, I don't know, you only see these things every so often, and most of the genuine interaction you would just get in your own life. Things that are personal to you, or that mean something to you and the people you care about. I don't know. I'm trying to I guess maybe that's why I seem so stumped, because I'm kind of working through this in my head. Like, I want to have a conclusion, but I guess I don't really have one. I guess it just is interesting. I don't know. Maybe it's just something to take note of. Anyway. Yeah. So I don't see any of my buildings in sight. Not a pillar, not a road, not a bridge. I have no idea how much longer I'm going to be making this, so I guess I have to go back for cobblestone. Yep. Yeah. I guess that's it. Bye.